Let's call the meeting to order at 7:30, February 12th, 2025. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
All right, Greg?
Here.
Angela here, Sarah?
Here.
Lisa?
Here.
And Chris is absent.
Yep, he's sick, so we'll let him stay sick at home. Moving on to item D, the agenda approval. We have two additions. We'll call them H, item 20 and 21. Do I have to read those? No, we'll read them later. Okay.
Well, they all have copies of them.
Okay. Damn it, my glasses. Any questions on the agenda? Can I get a motion to approve the agenda with the additions?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Can I have a vote by, I don't need roll call. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. On to the consent agenda. Approval of the Township Board minutes from the regular meeting of Wednesday, January 8, 2025 at 7:30 p.m. Item B, special meeting, board minutes Thursday, January 30th, 2025 at 6 p.m. Item number 2, approval of treasurer's reports. A, reconciliation tax account 3905 as of December 2024. Item B, reconciliation of general checking 5667 as of December 2024. Item C, cash summary report by account general fund for December 2024. Funds 101, 204, 206, 207, 208, 210, 219, 226, 285, 590, 591, 593, 594, 597, 598, and 701. Item D, Cottrellville Township Investment Report as of November 2024. Line 3, approval of clerk's reports. Item A, revenue and expenditure report as of December 2024. Item B, approval of paychecks, payroll dates from December 2024 for the net total amount of $16,270.25. Paychecks direct deposited number 277 through 298. Item C, approval of accounts payable, 0 open to be paid January 2025. Item 2, $159,601.03 already paid. 40 checks, 22,471 through 22,505 at electronic fund transfer number 260 through 261 and 329 through 331. Item 3, $202,404.08 tax disbursements. Item number 4, $362,005.11 was the grand total of all payables. Item 4, correspondence, the Marine City Fire Authority runs for the month of January. Looks like we had
59, I think.
59 total. Cottrellville had 11 medical emergencies, 3 structure fires, 1 public assist, 2 fire alarms, 1 gas leak. Ira Township, for that quarter, we had 2 incidents.
3.
3 incidents. So that's not too bad from Ira Township for 3 months. Can I get an approval to approve the consent agenda? Or motion, yeah.
A motion.
I'll second.
All in favor by roll call vote, please.
Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Motion carries. Moving on to item F, open session. Anybody wishing to address the board regarding the agenda items may do so at this time. If you have anything to ask or anything you want to say, please step to the podium, state your name and address. If we have nobody wishing to address on the agenda, we'll close that and move on to unfinished business.
What time are we closing the open session?
What time? Open it at 7:34, closed at 7:35. Moving on to unfinished business, we have none at this current time, so we'll move on to new business. All right. Item number 1, Request to approve project control engineering for the month of January 2025 for the services rendered for the CWSRF project 2021. Once it is dispersed from the state of Michigan, PCE Inc. invoice 21246-38 in the amount of $500 shall be paid to PCE Inc. Any discussion? I'll entertain a motion to pay project control engineering.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor by roll call vote, please.
Greg,
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah,
Yes.
and Lisa.
Yes.
Okay. Motion carries. Number 2, request to approve resolution 2025-02. It's a resolution of agreement for the collection of summer property taxes between RISA and Cottrellville Township. Basically, it's the same thing we do every year, right?
No, it
No?
increased.
Is this,
So
we did have an increase?
yeah, we used to collect $3 per parcel to collect the summer tax levy. And so I renegotiated and we're gonna start getting 5. So this is just,
So basically the same contract, just
We increased.
increased
We're
our
increasing
We're
average.
getting paid more by the school.
Yeah.
Perfect. Can I have a motion to approve the resolution 2025-02?
a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor by roll call vote, please.
Greg,
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah,
Yes.
Lisa.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 3, request to approve the reimbursement for the membership application fee for the Michigan Assessors Association in the amount of $95 to Barb Shute. Is it $95?
Yep.
Okay. Wanted to make sure it wasn't $995.
No,
Because I don't have my glasses on. I'll entertain a motion to approve that reimbursement.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second. All in favor by roll call vote, please.
Greg,
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah,
Yes.
Lisa.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 4, request to approve the appointments of the listed members to Parks and Rec Committee. We had a meeting a couple weeks ago. So a bunch of wonderful people showed up, and so some of the members here that were appointed to the Parks and Rec Committee.
Would they like to stand?
What's that?
Would they like to stand? and
Would you guys like to
introduce
stand up?
themselves?
No? Dave,
Just to introduce
I
yourself.
love you, man, but I don't know how to pronounce your last name.
It's Bjordal.
Bjordahl?
Your doll.
Bjordahl, okay. So we got Dave Bjordahl, Michelle Apt, Paul Kitzman, Natalie Cruz, Don Kittle, and Dan Solovoy. Paul's here and Dan's here. Paul made it. Good to see you. We do need a member of the board to be the liaison. You know, I don't need to make that decision now, but if any of you guys are interested, they're gonna have their first meeting tomorrow night after our budget workshop. So if anybody wants to volunteer, I'll take volunteers now. If not, we can discuss it later, because I didn't really have a chance to talk to everybody on that. But I will entertain a motion to approve my appointments to the Parks and Rec Committee.
A motion.
I'll second.
All in favor by saying aye? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
In case you have my name different, it's Dale, not Dave.
Oh, Dale. We'll make that
Fix
correction.
that.
The one list says
the very
Dale,
first one
the
up.
other list says Dave, so we apologize for the mistake, so.
Let me know.
Motion carries. Where am I at here? Okay. No, I'm good. Been a rough day. Item number 5, request to review utility billing adjustments for 2 residents. I was kind of looking at this. Get through this here. Is that the first one?
So basically, just as discussion for these two individuals, so they came into the township, not understanding why their payments were marked late, because according to them, they paid in time because they went through their bank and paid the bill through the bank, not understanding that that has a time frame of processing and then mailing out a check and those, so both women are requesting that we waive the late fee for them. Neither of them have been late in the past, recently. I mean, we didn't go back, many years, but we went back,
Have they, did they set up like an auto pay and that maybe, is that why?
So the bank, basically, when you pay through your bill, pay through your bank account, the bank sends it to a processing
A
clearinghouse,
yeah.
who then writes a check and mails it out for you.
Right.
They didn't understand that that was the process. They thought that as soon as they paid it through their bank,
It's like an
it-
electronic.
Right, they thought it was almost like an electronic transfer or a wire transfer or whatever. They didn't understand the process.
I did the same thing.
So, well, I mean, the way they explained it is they thought they were doing the right thing. This is actually, one of the ladies said, the bank told us to
Yes,
do this
yes,
because it's
uh-huh.
safer.
Yep,
So,
yep, and what I think people don't realize, I did not realize, is I kept asking, did it come out, because I don't check it all the time, and the reality is that it actually gets mailed, do you know?
Yes,
So
we receive a paper check and then have to take it to the bank.
Yes, which I thought it was gonna be transferred, so I was late as well, so I completely understand that. Yeah,
As long as now that they understand, they know what they gotta do next time.
yeah.
I don't have a problem with it.
This is the only problem that I do have with that, is this is something that happens every single cycle quite a bit. And if we start doing this for these two ladies, we gotta start doing it for everyone.
Okay.
And there's a reason why
We have the late fee.
yes.
Well, I'll let somebody make a motion either way, whoever makes the motion, and then if we get a second, we'll go with that.
I make a
So-
motion. I make a motion to pay that, yeah, or allow them to not have the late fees, yeah. I mean, and again, and maybe that's something we wanna, maybe put in our, just a reminder in our.
Address in the
address
future.
in our newsletter.
as a public announcement, we can make it here.
Yeah, yeah.
Does it, how many average do we have per quarter when we pay the water bills? Do you know offhand? Is it,
It's a handful, it's a common, very common occurrence that,
but is it the same people every time, or is it new people every time?
no, it usually takes one time and they learn.
So,
Why would anybody pay through their bank?
A lot of people do. We actually, I would honestly say probably like 40 to 50% of the payments that we get come that way through a bank.
and we don't.
But not all of them are late. They do it in time so that we get them in time. But the problem is, so like, one of them sent their payment out. She was confused because the check that she had that cleared her bank said the 27th, but that's the date that the bank sent it to us. We didn't get it until the 4th, and it was due on the 3rd. So,
I mean, it's just, I don't understand why somebody do that right away.
My bank's, it's gonna take 5 days to process.
Well, I'm not hearing a second.
Well, I mean, just to move things along, we
Yeah.
have a motion, I'll
we have a
second.
motion.
Well, all in favor by roll call vote?
Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
No.
Lisa?
Yes,
Motion carries. For anybody watching at home, make sure you get those bank transfers done, because we're gonna make a policy put it online, that, by this date, if you're gonna pay it that way, you should do it by this date if you're gonna do it that way. So that won't happen again. Okay. Moving on.
Item 6.
Motion carries. What's that? What
Item
number
six.
I'm on? I'm on.
Number 6.
Number 6. Okay. Request to approve selling township property owned property located on Starville Road for the amount of the original purchase price from the county plus costs associated with the sale. Before I make a motion on this, I'll kind of discuss it a little bit. This is a piece of property that we had, for whatever reason, it went to tax sale auction, and my predecessor felt that it was in the best interest of the township to hold this property. I won't go into details as far as that, but this is not benefiting the township, and so I would like to sell it.
It's sitting there vacant, so.
What's that?
It's just sitting there vacant. so-
Yep, and before we have to start maintaining it, which we have never done, I would like to dispose of said property. There are limitations, our deed restrictions on it, on what we can do and what we can't do. But I will ask for a motion for permission to sell the lot, and I'm trying to find it here. I mean, it's got a legal description, the parcel ID 7417-
020.
0201014-000. Can I have a motion for permission to sell that piece of property?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor by roll call vote, please.
Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Solar panels are gonna go on there?
Pardon?
Solar panels?
No solar panels. No.
How big is the parcel, Greg?
300 acres.
1 acre. It's not a large parcel, it's very small.
Zone?
It's the parcel behind what's now Birdie Gray's, across from the gas station at Starville and Shea. So they're doing some road work over there. They're gonna put in a roundabout, and they're gonna be taking a big portion of Birdie Gray's. And I'm not confident that he wants to buy it, but I want permission to sell it just in case somebody wants to buy it for that purpose.
Better to get it back on the tax roll.
Get it back on the tax rolls,
It's just
exactly.
sitting there right now.
Item number 7, request to approve the interest payment of the 2022 capital improvement bond debt, the CW SRF project, in the amount of $29,288.38. I think is this our first payment on that bond?
No.
No? Okay. I'll entertain a motion to approve the interest payment.
I'll motion.
I'll second. All in favor by roll call vote, please.
Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 8, request to approve the Cottrellville Township expenditure approval and post-audit policy. I don't know much about this one. I started reading it and it looked okay to me. Is there any high points that we need to know about?
No. I mean, it's pretty generic. It
Just,
comes straight from MTA, and it just is a little bit more detailed than anything I could find in past policies.
yeah, I see no problem with it. It covers everything that needs to be covered. Any discussion? No discussion?
One of the past, or is this an update?
We had an old policy book from 2006 that had a paragraph in there. That was the last I could find any information about this type of policy.
Well, then that makes sense, so I'm gonna word this motion. I make a motion to approve the new expenditure approval and post-audit policy, to replace any previous expenditure approval and post-audit policies. If I can I get a second?
I'll second.
That's my motion, Lisa seconded. All in favor by roll call vote, please.
Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Motion carries. Number 9, request to approve the Cottrellville Township Ethics Policy. I came into office and there was an ethics policy in place. This one's a little bit more explicit. It follows a little more of the guidelines placed by current practices recommended by the MTA. And it defines the ethics of everybody involved in the township offices, that from committees to the board, to all the way down to the committees. Okay. It really deals with being honest and transparent, and making sure that we put the right message out to the community in our conduct. I will state, and I've stated this before, I won't tolerate being extorted, bribed, coerced, and I will not be a party to that. So now is actually the perfect time to pass this ethics policy. Any members of the board, I know I don't think we have a signature line on here for everybody, but I'm gonna do an addendum that says they've read and understand the ethics policy from committee, from us all the way down to.
I don't think it needs.
It doesn't need
It
to be.
just doesn't need to be part of the policy, that needs to be part of their employment record and.
Or committee,
oath.
yeah, so we'll make a sheet that everybody knows the ethics policy. Well, when I ask for motion, this will replace the former ethics policy, and not to be an addendum to, this will replace the former ethics policy. So if I can have a motion to replace the former ethics policy with this new ethics policy effective February 12th, 2025, I'll entertain that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor by roll call vote.
Are you making that motion, Linda?
What's it?
Oh, sorry.
I'll make the motion. I'll make the motion to approve this, or to
My
accept
bad.
this. That's all right. Yeah, Sarah can second. All in favor by roll call vote, please.
Greg,
Yes.
Angela, yes, Sarah,
Yes.
Lisa.
Yes.
Motion carries. Now, item number 10, request to approve the payment of $25 for annual dues to retain membership in the St. Clair County MTA chapter for 2025. Well, we've got a couple things going with this one, right? Yeah, so this is just the $25, is that $25 per person or $25?
No, it's
For the township,
For the
for all of us.
township to be part of the St. Clair chapter.
And then, yeah, and then we have another thing later on that, right? So, anybody want to make a motion to approve the payment of the $25 for our chapter membership?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor by roll call vote, please.
Greg,
Yes.
Angela, yes, Sarah,
Yes.
Lisa.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 11, which plays into the MTA chapter. Request to cover the cost of board members, if interested, to attend the annual dinner meeting of the St. Clair County chapter of the MTA for the amount of $40 per person plus mileage. I don't think we need to designate. I mean, if we approve for anybody, any interested members, board members that want to go, they're welcome to go, and we'll cover that cost. So I'll entertain a motion to cover the cost of the board members for the St. Clair County chapter of the MTA annual dinner meeting. There will be elections there for a new president of the chapter.
There is a whole agenda for that particular meeting.
Yeah.
It's on the next page.
So it kind of talks about the motion to approve. Let's see. It's according to their bylaws. Like I said, they'll be electing a new president, vice president, and I think the secretary treasurer is going to be the same. It looks like it's Benita Davis. So anybody want to make a motion to approve the cost of the $40 per person for the attendance to the annual dinner meeting?
I'll motion.
I'll second.
All in favor by roll call vote, please.
Greg,
Yes.
Angela, yes, Lisa.
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 12, request to cover the cost of board members, if interested, to attend the 2025 MTA Capital Conference in Lansing, Michigan, for the amount of $110 per person plus mileage. That event is, we get to meet our state legislators. They provide us lunch. We get to go around and meet some of the other legislators at the Capitol building that day. And there's a couple meetings, and then a lunch where we have lunch with Joe Pavlov is our state rep, and then Jay DeBoyer is our state senator. So we will be able to sit down and have lunch with them and discuss any issues we have as a township. It's a chance for you guys, if you haven't met either of those two gentlemen, to get to know them and voice your concerns to them. So I'll entertain a motion to approve that cost of $110 per person for any of the five of us that would like to attend that conference.
I do want to point out that if you would like to attend, I have to know by Friday, because the amount goes up on Friday.
This Friday?
Yes.
Okay. Did you want to go to that, Lisa?
It's March 4th.
March 4th?
I don't think so.
No?
I'll be
Yeah, yep.
the fresh baby, I won't be there.
I'll go.
I'm out of town.
You're out of town? So I guess I'm the only one going, unless Chris wants to go. So I'll ask him tomorrow and get you that answer, but I'll attend. I already spoke with Joe Pavlov, and he wanted to sit down and speak to me while we were there anyway, so I will attend that. So,
It looks like the price is $130 though, unless I'm reading the wrong.
It's $130 for paid registrations received after February 14th.
Oh, I
So if we
see.
get it in by.
so if we get it in tomorrow,
Yeah.
Oh, I
It goes
see.
up on Friday.
Oh, I see. Okay, perfect.
so, I'll entertain a motion to cover that cost.
A motion.
I'll second.
All in favor by roll call vote, please.
Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Parking's $25. It
Is it?
is,
At the state capitol?
yes.
Oh, well, I can handle that. Item number 13, request to approve the St. Clair County Commission road work order for the 70/30 cost sharing of using limestone program for Arnold and Marco roads this year, approximately 896 tons of 22A limestone for the estimated cost of $21,620.48, for which Cottrellville will pay the first $6,486.14, and the county pays the rest of the $15,134.33. That's a yearly work order that we approve. It's just the first of like 4, I think we've got to go through. Are there any questions on this one? I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor by roll call vote, please.
Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Motion carries. The next one is item number 14, request to approve the St. Clair County Road Commission work order for the annual gravel haul in the amount of 3,192 tons of 21A limestone to cover Mayor Road, Broadbridge, and McKinley, as listed in the work order, in the amount of $77,022.96, minus the 2025 appropriations amount of $22,178, for a total cost of the township of $54,844.96. Our appropriations are about close to $5,000, or a little bit over $5,000 less this year. Last year we got $28,000 in matching funds. And the cost of stone went up. So it's a little bit more this year, but we're still able to fit it into the road budget. If there are any questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the, I can't think today.
Item number 14.
What's that?
Just call it item number 14.
Item number 14. I'll entertain a motion to approve item number 14.
No motion.
I'll second.
All in favor by roll call vote, please.
Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 15, request to approve the St. Clair County Road Commission work order for the finishing and applying of 21% chloride to the local limestone roads in Cottrellville Township at the rate of 2,000 gallons per mile, one application of $16,183.28. They asked that we do two. We've generally historically done one. One is what we got in the budget. So I'll entertain a motion to approve item 15.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second. All in favor by roll call vote, please.
Greg?
Yes,
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
motion carries. Item number 16, request to approve the St. Clair County Road Commission work order for the mowing of a 1 to 5 foot swath after the road commission mows the first pass on all local roads in Cottrellville Township, being approximately 35 miles of local roads for the cost of $4,350. Pretty self-explanatory. I mean, they mow the edges of the roads every year. I entertain a motion to approve item number 16.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor by roll call vote, please.
Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Okay. Motion carries. On to item number 17, request to approve the payment of $50 for the annual dues to retain membership in the St. Clair County Clerks Association for 2025. I'll just lay it out there. I mean, if there's no discussion, I mean, it's pretty standard. We need to keep the clerk in that association. I'll make a motion to approve that payment. Can I get a second?
I'll make that motion, or I'll second.
All in favor by roll call vote, please.
Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 18, request to approve purchasing 2 additional Microsoft 365 annual contracts to furnish the township trustees with official township email addresses in the amount of $300. I'll open the discussion on that, and I'll start by saying we used the personal emails of the trustees on the township website, and within a couple days, we got a couple phishing scams that used me asking the trustees to pay a township bill. And it was fishy, and we all know that I would never ask you guys, anybody to pay the bills of the township. But I felt that was how they used it, was by using your personal emails. So I felt if we created an email called Trustee 1 and Trustee 2 that could be passed on to any other trustees later on down the road, that we would avoid some of those, and that those emails would then go through the program that filters out scams like that. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the purchase of the Microsoft 365 for 2 annual contracts.
No motion.
I'll second.
All in favor by roll call vote, please.
Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 19, request to approve resolution 2025-03. This is a resolution to request federal and state bridge replacement funds. We have Arnold Road, which is closed, and the road commission has an estimated cost of $1 to $1.5 million to replace that culvert, because we can't just replace it as a culvert. We're being required to put in a bridge. So we have to designate, not designate, but agree to allocate 20%, and I'll get to this in a second, funds, matching funds to the county in order for them to apply for the federal funds. Based on the estimated cost, the county share would be $400,000, and 20% of that would be $80,000. Now, we don't have to pay those funds until the project gets approved. We won't know that the project gets approved until September, and it wouldn't be until fiscal year 2028. So And then at the funds, at a later date, we can approve the actual funding for the matching funds. This is just a resolution to say that if we do get approved, we will pay the matching funds to get that project done. I've asked that under the new MDOT rules, that if we do get it approved, that we can start the project in 2027 rather than wait to 2028. That is a possibility that can happen if this project is approved. So I entertain a motion to request the federal and state bridge replacement funds.
I'll motion.
I'll second.
All in favor by roll call vote, please.
Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Motion carries. Moving on to item 20, in the additions. We have a request to approve the contract for the building official and code enforcer and offering the positions to Nick Daughtry. We separated the contracts just in case at any time Nick doesn't want to do both positions. We have the availability to just end one contract and hire somebody else to replace that position. If you guys had a chance to, I don't know if Lisa's had a chance to look them over. Have you looked over the contracts? Basically, we're combining basically what the former building official was getting, will be the building official pay, and $4,000 for code enforcement with stipulations on hours required. It's an at-will employment, so he can leave, but he has to, we obviously have to give us notice, and we'd have to follow the rules of the contract. We've included in that the standard fees that other building officials get throughout the southeast Michigan. So if there's no questions, I mean, then we've added the job duties, I don't see them on there, but the job duties we passed last month will be are on the back, supposed to be on the back of the contracts, and we approved both of those job duties last month before we did interviews. Had a lot of good candidates, and
Oh, so you had interviews?
what's that?
You did have interviews?
Yeah, we held interviews, and like I say, had a lot of good candidates, and decided that we're gonna give Nick the position. He's been doing it since Bill left our township, and he's been doing a good job so far. So we're happy with the direction the building department's headed at this point. He's doing a good job. He's just sitting in the back there smiling, 'cause he's working his butt off. We got a lot of things to do, and he's handling the task. So I'll entertain a motion to approve those two contracts, and effective tomorrow, February 13th, and then we'll give him the oath of office. It's like most building officials get.
I'll motion.
I'll second.
All in favor by roll call vote, please.
Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 21, congratulations, Nick.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Item number 21, request to approve $60 plus mileage for clerk and deputy to attend the Quarterly Clerks Association of St. Clair County meeting luncheon to be held in St. Clair, Michigan on March 13th, 2025. I'll make a motion to approve that $60 plus mileage for the clerk and the deputy clerk. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor by roll call vote, please.
Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Motion carries. With no other agenda items, I'll close the agenda item section and move on to item I, public comments or announcements. If anybody would like to come to the podium and speak, now's your chance.
Greg, I did get a hold of Representative Pavlov, so there's two of us on the township committee. If anyone else is interested, he's got that advisory committee for townships.
You want to come up to the podium and announce that? State your name and address. We'll do it right.
It's Paul Kitzman.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Oh, yep. You got it? Tuck into the mic. Yeah, there you go.
It sounded like it was too loud. No, I'm Paul Kitzman, Gina Road. At our county unit meeting, Representative Pavlov has a whole bunch of advisory committees. He's reaching out to the people to get their input on different topics, and town government is one. And I did talk to his office, and there's I and another town officer. So clearly, anybody who's interested could be involved. It sounds like it's just 1 or 2 meetings, possibly through Zoom, and then like once every 3 or 4 months, we'd actually, give Representative Pavlov our concerns as townships. So if any of you are interested and/or, just, I can, communicate messages that way as well. So, and then there's an ag committee as well. So that's dealing with all the solar type things. So anyways, that's just for your information. If you're interested, there's people who can volunteer.
Yeah, maybe we'll make a little thing on the new Facebook page.
Oh, there you go, yeah, and if people
So,
are interested that
yeah.
way. And then they call Representative Pavlov's office, and it's Jedediah, his aide there that's dealing with, specifically with that.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, and then one other quick question
Yeah.
on, is that why the Arnold Road closed his sign, because of
Is-
the bridge?
Is the what?
Arnold Road, is that why that's,
Yeah.
so that sign will be there until the bridge is
Yeah,
addressed?
yeah.
I know on Public Works, how often we always inspected our bridges every 2 years, and we had to pay a separate, but does the county do that for us here, or how do we do
The
that?
county does all of that. They're in
That's
charge
why
of
they-
our roads, and it's deemed unsafe. It's actually starting to collapse. So
Yeah,
they've closed the road,
that's why, yeah.
and our hope is to get it done in 2027. That's my hope. I really was trying to get it done in 2026. But I don't think that's gonna be possible. So we're setting up with the road commission on all these issues so that we can get these things done in order and,
The grants take time too, and hopefully,
exactly, like, so, I mean, we have to, just to get it, just to apply for it, we have to commit that we're willing to do. And like I said, I was told it's roughly $80,000, which is about what we spend a year on major road projects, 80 to 100,000 right now. So
bridge, I think too bad.
it fits into what we spend, and so hopefully we can get that approved. If not, we have to look at other options. So, but we'll know the answer to that in September, I'm told. So, thank you. Go ahead, come up to the podium, Dan.
Dan Sullivan, River Road. So with that said, who's paying for the Broad Bridge?
That's a county-funded project. They're covering all the costs on that. They're covering the cost, they're paying for the roundabout going in at Shea and Starville. Next year, they'll be going a roundabout at Marsh and Marine City Highway, a roundabout will be going in. They're putting a roundabout in at Palms and Marine City Highway this year. This year, they're also seal coat, I don't know if it's seal coating or chip sealing from the Algonac City border all the way to Chartier Road on Marsh will be all chip sealed this year. There's a couple other minor projects. They're doing a couple drain replacements in other communities, one on Swartout Road, one on Arnold and Church. And those might affect some of our residents. But those are the major projects right now, and I'll keep everybody up to date on when they're gonna start the roundabout, especially the one at Palms and Marine City Highway. That's gonna affect, they're gonna keep the road open, but it's definitely gonna affect traffic, so people might wanna consider coming home down 32 Mile Road or somehow getting up county line to Meisner, bringing Meisner past. So we'll see how that all works out.
And for like Arnold Road, that Cottrellville has to pay part of it or whatever, but whatever happened, they'll fix the damn roads person, right? Wasn't that her thing?
No, me
No,
fixing
not,
the-
yeah, no, I'm talking about,
our governor?
fixing the damn roads, right?
The MDOT has opened up pathways for some of that. I mean, we're getting the funding that we can get. So we're using that funding for our county, or the county's using the funding is been distributing it equally among the communities, based on their formula, and they're doing the projects based on that. So, hopefully, I've got some ideas for other projects. I've got a ride around with our local supervisor for the road commission to look at the ditches. We don't get a lot of money or matching money for ditch programs, but I would like to start looking at a 5-year cycle and trying to put a plan together and finding funding to be able to do a 5-year cycle for all the ditches in our community. We have a lot of issues with drainage and ditches. A lot of ditches haven't been done in a very long time. So I'm looking at anything I can do to get those programs in place.
Yeah, the Robbins drain is real bad. It's full of trees that fall down.
I did speak with Todd about them doing that portion of the Robbins drain that wasn't completed when they did, I believe, from Nautical Lane to Broadbridge. They didn't finish Broadbridge a little bit farther, I think. Is that?
Yeah, well, they said, when I called them, I said, there's all the trees are down there. So I had a tax assessment on my house for them digging out the back, and they did dig it out all through there. But when I called them again, I said, there's a bunch of trees down, and it's choking everything off, and the water can't get out, my backyard floods. They said they're not responsible for that area. It ends at Nautical Lane.
Well, I spoke to them, and they're supposed to come out and take a reevaluate
Yeah, right,
that.
I remember something about that. But
Yep,
I
so-
said, well, then take it off give me my money back.
I did speak with them, and they're supposed to come out and reevaluate that.
Yeah,
So, thank you.
yeah, thank you.
Greg and Mike, just so the board knows too, the ditching is the most important thing for roads. If you notice the roads are really bad, just check the ditches because the drainage is the issue.
Yep.
I mean, drainage is everything with roads, especially
And
bad.
Friday Mike's too are a factor.
Yep.
So,
Any other public comments? I will close the public comments at 8:16. Any board comments? Anybody got any announcements? Okay, I will make a couple announcements. Clay Township is holding a Valentine's Day ice skating party Friday night and Saturday afternoon. I've been asked to volunteer. I don't know quite what I'm gonna be doing there yet, but you might see me over in Clay Friday night or Saturday afternoon. Should be a good event, trying to get some cooperation together between the communities and work together. Again, I posted that, there's flyers on our new Facebook announcement page, for anybody watching at home. It is, the office of Cottrellville Township. That is where official announcements will be made regarding water main breaks, any news from the township, accolades, updates, anything on Facebook. That's where we're gonna make the announcements at, as well as our website. So, hopefully that works in conjunction together. Trying to think if I have any other announcements. That's it. It was a busy night tonight, guys. Thank you all for coming on the snowy night. We do have the public, our budget workshop tomorrow evening at 6. We did close the office for tomorrow because of the snow. We didn't want anybody to have to try and come through it if the roads aren't clear. But we're hoping the roads are cleared by 6 p.m. so that we can still have our budget meeting. That way we don't get off track on getting that done. And then the Parks and Rec will have their first meeting right following, or 7:30 p.m. that night. So anybody wishing to attend that is welcome. And no other board comments?
In respect to the office being closed tomorrow, if you still need to pay your tax bills, you can use the Dropbox. If it's in the Dropbox all the way through to Saturday morning, as long as it's there by Saturday morning when we come in and empty it out, you will be considered on time with your tax payment.
And you can also go online through our website and work your way over and pay it online if you want to. So, there's multiple ways to pay it.
Fantastic. Any other announcements or comments? No? I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? We're adjourned.